Hello, ladies and gentlemen. I am Dr. Claudia Albers, Planet X research and professional physicist. And today I'd like to bring to you another one of my articles. This one is entitled Aliens Exist. Now, do aliens exist? I would say that the evidence is quite overwhelming that they do exist. But let us begin with a definition of what the word alien means. The word alien refers to something not of this earth. This definition encompasses living beings, organisms, and technology, anything that does not originate on Earth. The evidence available regarding the question of whether aliens exist comes from both what many people have witnessed, the many videos and photographs showing craft in the sky doing maneuvers that are impossible for any normal craft, and is also available from the many ancient monuments which have been built with technology that is not yet available to us. And here we see some of this ancient technology. These are the pyramids of Egypt, and they have been built in such a precise manner that they could not have been built through any of the modern methods available to us now. This means that they have been built with alien technology by either aliens or by humans with access to that technology. Either way, that is evidence that aliens exist. Pyramids exist all over the world and at the bottom of the ocean. A blue crystal pyramid, which we can see here, has been discovered at the bottom of the ocean in the Bahamas, in a region long known to be strange, as unexplained phenomena have been occurring in this region for a very long time. So this region is called the Bermuda Triangle. And here we see another pyramid. This is in Mexico. This is a pyramid in China. And this is another pyramid in China. This one looks like many others. It's covered in soil and vegetation, but the overall shape is unmistakable. It's a four-sided pyramid, and natural mountains do not form in the perfect shape of a pyramid. And here is another example. This is actually a pyramid complex discovered in Bosnia. And then we have a pyramid that has been found on the Martian surface. And this seems to be a four-sided pyramid found on Mars. And this is a three-sided pyramid or three-sided artificial structure on Mars. Now, if pyramids have clearly been built with technology that is not available at the present time, and if they exist on another planet, is that not clear evidence that aliens exist? If they were built on another planet, then that is in itself evidence that intelligent life capable of developing technology exists. And the fact that these same structures appear here and we could not have built them is evidence that this same intelligent life, known to build pyramids, which is alien to our planet, was here in ancient times and built these structures. Or, as I said before, they passed the technology they had to certain human beings who then used it to build these structures. Is there also evidence that aliens are doing the same thing nowadays, passing their technology on to certain human beings who are then using it and hiding it from the rest of the population on this planet? I would say that there is also evidence of that. There is evidence of advanced technology that is being used on this planet right now. Advanced craft, such as the one we see here, with cloaking capabilities, are being used in our skies in order to spread chemtrails. And artificial holographic technology is being used in our skies to produce an artificial sun within the atmosphere. And here we see this advanced craft. It has a delta wing, obviously spreading chemtrails. Here we see the chemtrail track, but we do not see the craft, which is obviously cloaked. And here we see a device that was photographed in the atmosphere that seems to have what would seem to be projector cylindrical structures that we would expect on a holographic projector. These look like screens. So this looks like what you'd expect a holographic projecting device to look like. And in addition, we actually have evidence that holographic projecting device is being used in our atmosphere. And here we have two shots from an airplane. And we can see this is the sun simulator in the clouds. And the bright yellow part seems to keep appearing beside the airplane even as it moves forward, indicating that a lens system is in operation in addition to a lighting system. And it seems that the cloud is therefore being used as a three-dimensional screen for a holographic type of projection. We also see that the bright yellow part is quite small from the airplane's perspective. And this shows that since the actual simulator looks so large from the surface, that a lens system is being used between the cloud and the observer on the ground to make this the sun seem to be so much larger. Now, there's also evidence that these aliens passed some of their technology on to the Nazis in the 1930s, and that they have passed on their technology to the US military and possibly to military of other countries. When a country goes from flying biplanes to building anti-gravity drives and zero-point energy power systems within a few short years, where is the logical place they got their sudden phenomenal breakthroughs from? We know how technology invented by human beings leads to progressive step-by-step advances. A sudden advance of this magnitude indicates that the technology was not invented by human beings, but by beings who had advanced the technology to a much higher level than humans, and then passed that knowledge on to human beings. But where do these beings come from? And what are their intentions? Should we blindly trust them and think that they are benign? Or should we seek to understand who and what they are? And perhaps as well what they want with us? I think it is very naive to just trust them. One of the reasons why we should not trust them is that the technology they give away is usually given away to elite groups only, who then not only hide it from the general population, they also use it against the general population. Think about it. Computers, internet, cell phone technology is often seen as one of the greatest advances of our civilization. On the other hand, the technology is clearly being used to spy and control us. And cell phone towers emit radiation that is harming us and causing disease. There are certain whistleblowers, such as Robert Lazar, which have come out and said that this same technology came from downed alien craft, which were reverse engineered in places like Area 51. The question needs to be asked then, if the technology is so advanced, why are their craft crashing so easily? Is it possible that they are crashing on purpose so that our military would be able to get their hands on the technology? And since the technology seems to be used to enslave rather than to free mankind, how can we say that this is a good thing or that the intentions are good? Now, in this photograph, we see clouds in the sky which look like saucer-shaped craft, and that's evidence of the existence of alien technology on Earth. And of course, it's not natural for 5 clouds to look so exactly the same and to have such a symmetrical shape. As you can see, they are discs, disc-shaped, and all about the same size. They all have the same type of structure. So these craft clearly have cloaking capabilities, which makes them look like a cloud. So we have evidence that aliens exist and that they have been around for a long time, since we know they were around when the pyramids were built, and most likely before then, since pyramids even older than the Egyptian pyramids have been discovered all over the world and on Mars. Where else can we go to investigate who these beings are and what their intentions are? There are many ancient writings in the world which talk about these beings. Most of these writings say the same basic things about them. They seem to like creating an elite in whatever culture they get into contact with, which then enslaves the common people. And here we see a space station. And So with the alien technology given to them, the elite get to live in a type of paradise in space, whilst we on the ground are tortured by mind control weapons and purposely given cancer, whilst being denied the treatments that easily cure it and are available to the elites through their alien masters. So this alien technology exists. We usually see it through science fiction movies, and this is usually a sign that it already exists and has been built, but it is not given to the common people. It's hidden from them. There is one ancient book which seems to have a different agenda, though, and this is the Bible. This book tells the story of an enslaved people that were freed by their God. This God did not create an elite which then proceeded to enslave their fellow men. No, this God gave them laws which pertained to freeing those who had fallen on hard times every 7 or 50 years. This God gave them such laws as: do not harvest everything out of the trees, leave it. This is to provide for the poor of the land and the strangers. It says in Leviticus 23 verse 22, when you reap the harvest of your land, do not reap to the very edges of your field, or gather the gleanings of your harvest. Leave them for the poor and for the foreigner residing among you. I am the Lord your God. And here we see another disc-shaped type of formation in the sky. So this is a very large disc-shaped cloud, and most likely a close ship. And the circular funnel-like cloud formation indicates that the atmosphere is more negatively charged just below the craft, thus leading to cloud formation underneath it. So this clearly disc-shaped cloud is also not normal, and is evidence of a cloaked ship in that part of the atmosphere. Now, the being that calls himself the Lord your God is not of this earth, and is therefore an alien according to our definition. This God, though, seems to care for human beings, so maybe we should listen to what he has to say about other aliens. Does the Bible mention aliens? Yes, they are mentioned in 2 places in Genesis. We are first of all told the story of the serpent who lied to and beguiled Eve and caused Adam and Eve to lose their place in connection with God. The story is woven then through the Bible of how God changed his name to Satan, which means enemy, and God said in Genesis that one would come who would destroy the serpent. Now, if a being purposely lies in order to cause harm to our forefathers, Adam and Eve, would we not say that he had bad intentions? I would think so, yes. Does the Bible identify this being further? Well, in Isaiah 14, verse 12 to 14, it says, How art thou fallen from heaven, O Lucifer, son of the morning? How art thou cut down to the ground, which didst weaken the nations? For thou hast said in thine heart, I will ascend into heaven. I will exalt my throne above the stars of God. I will sit also upon the mount of congregation in the sides of the north. I will ascend above the heights of the clouds. I will be like the Most High. So we are told that his name is Lucifer. He fell from heaven, that he was able to weaken the nations of earth, that he had the goal of raising his throne, which means that he was a ruler, to the height of the God of the universe, the Most High. This same ruler tempted Jesus, and Jesus placed himself in opposition to him as a thief in John 10 verse 10. For Jesus said, the thief comes only to steal and kill and destroy. I have come that they may have life and have it to the full. And as a murderer and a liar in John 8 verse 44, ye are of your father the devil, and the lust of your father ye will do. He was a murderer from the beginning, and abode not in the truth, because there is no truth in him. When he speaketh a lie, he speaketh of his own, for he is a liar, and the father of it. And in this photograph, we see signs of an intelligent, advanced civilization on Mars. We see a face, we see a four-sided pyramid, And we can see that they obviously have a face with a mouth and two eyes, like us. Now, the story we are told in the Bible is that the alien being who came into the garden lied to Eve, and through his lying took control of the planet and the nations on earth. He took the human race captive at that point. Jesus came to free us from the slavery that was enforced on the human race. He sought to give life, but yet Jesus was rejected over and over again. Why? Because this alien ruler has a way to talk to every human being on earth and get them to do his bidding. And every human being is born in that state because of what happened in the Garden of Eden. Freedom comes only through acknowledging God as Lord. If this is not done, Lucifer remains the Lord of that person. This being tempts human beings, even those who are followers of God, to do evil. And yet when you listen to people who have had contact with aliens, they usually have the concept that we human beings are still too spiritually mature to know the truth or join the intergalactic community. Why do they never say that human beings are purposely, telepathically, and continuously invited and pushed to do evil to themselves and their fellow human beings, and that this is the main reason why there is so much trouble in the world? And here we see a large disk in the sky. A disc-shaped, very large disc-shaped craft appears in the sky, which is again evidence of alien technology on Earth. Why do they not ever acknowledge that the nutrition that has been purposely taken out of food, which is known to cause violence and anger in human beings, and that poverty is purposely created at the same time so that there is crime? Who is directly responsible for these horrible crimes against humanity? Is it the rich and powerful elite, or the one who made them rich and powerful? Yes, it is Lucifer, the chief alien on this planet, who is responsible. Why do the aliens who contact human beings never mention this? Because Lucifer is their leader. Are there good and bad aliens? Yes, there are those who have Lucifer as their leader, and there are those who have God, the Most High, the creator of the universe and creator of every angelic or spiritual being, including Lucifer. The aliens who come from God will tell you they come from God and acknowledge the truth regarding Jesus. They will say that Jesus came in the flesh. And the Bible teaches us to check this by asking them to say that Jesus came in the flesh. We need to check because Lucifer is a liar, and all those under him will lie as well. So where do all the alien races come from? There are two types of aliens: physical beings who can die, and aliens that are spiritual beings and cannot die. The physical beings have been created through genetic manipulation. Lucifer seems to be good at genetically creating new races by mixing human DNA with the DNA of angelic or spiritual beings like him. This started out with a few of these angelic beings that came down and took women as wives before the flood, as reported in Genesis. The woman then gave birth to giants who were only half human. Since then, Lucifer has, through genetic tinkering, created several races: blue avians, Nordics, Greys, etc., which then pretend to have originated on a planet far away. They may have their home base on other planets and even other star systems, but they are here because they are part of the grand deception that Lucifer has woven. He was a liar from the beginning, and there is no limit to his deceptive ways. And here we see one of these alien races, the blue avians. Now, it is usually easy to see that these beings are actually inferior to human beings by the fact that they are delicate and easily killed by humans who have greatly inferior technology. Furthermore, they are infertile, which is a sign that they are created through genetic manipulation rather than being directly created by God. It is well known that these beings reproduce through cloning and not directly like we do. It is also a well-understood concept in agriculture that weak plants are not able to reproduce normally, but have to be planted each time or cloned, and that these weak plants are often hybrids or genetically manipulated. Clones are exact copies. Uniqueness in every individual of a species is God's trademark. Lucifer's technology is far inferior to that. So, what are we to do? We are now living at a time when tyranny is rising and the rights of normal people is being taken away at every corner. We are being bombarded by radiation from cell phone towers, chemtrails as if we were an insect pest on the earth, and having poisonous chemicals in our water, as well as having poisonous, genetically engineered food forced upon us. Do we rise up and try to take power away from the elites that seem to be oppressing and killing us? In the light of the understanding of who is really ruling this planet, this will do us no good. Lucifer will just form another set of elite and continue to oppress us through them. We have to realize that the problems we face are spiritual in nature because Lucifer is a spirit being. We need to turn to our Creator, get on our knees, and make Him the Lord of our lives. If every human being on earth did this, all the problems we face would be resolved. But in the absence of that, we need to take this step as individuals. In addition, we should realize that lying and stealing places us in Lucifer's camp, because this is his way of operating. So if we have ever stolen or lied, we should repent, which means change and do the opposite from now on. Ask God to forgive us and stop doing what the enemy of God and mankind does. In conclusion, aliens exist. The chief amongst them is the ruler of this planet, Lucifer. He has created various races who answer to him. He has very advanced technology available to him. He is also the source of all misery and tyranny on this planet. We need to clearly see who the enemy is in order to know who we can and cannot trust. It is not wise to trust those who lie in order to enslave us. It is wise to trust those who tell us the truth and give their life to free us. We should therefore trust the real God and Creator of the universe, who has proven His love for us, and stop being taken in by those who like to pretend that they are God. And here are the references. This is Dr. Claudia Albers, Planet X physicist. Thank you for watching.